So what is OT3?
The OT3 is one of these auditing levels on the bridge.
That's confidential.
Very confidential. You can't know about it until you get there.
Talk us through that.
Okay,
what is
so
that
first
like?
of all, you have to get invited. You have to get an invitation.
So you'd been Scientology for years. You'd spent a ton of money already.
Ton of money,
and you're like, God
and by the
damn
way,
it,
most
this is it.
By the way, most Scientologists don't even get to this. So to get to this advanced level, it's called advanced levels. Okay?
Right.
You are put through the ringer. They go through every folder. Now, from the moment you walk into a church of Scientology, they have folders on you. So everything you've ever said is written down and videotaped. Okay, so they get your folders and they cull it. They go through it. Okay, and they go through every transgression. Are you still humping your pillow? Are you still, a nasty asshole to your mother? Like, they go
Right.
through everything. Are you still connected to this person who said something bad about Scientology 20 years ago? So they make sure that you're eligible to get the advanced data. So imagine I'm in this, double, so you go through one door and then security, and then you got to get a lanyard. You got to get, clearance. You got to go take a picture. You've got to sign documents and say, if I ever reveal this, it's going to be $100,000. Scientologists are forced to sign an agreement that if we expose these confidential secrets to the universe, we will be fined $100,000.
And where do they bring you?
Okay, they
to
bring
give
you to
some,
a room.
Where is it at?
It's on L. Ron Hubbard Way in Los Angeles and Fountain. It's
So
called AO.
how nervous are you? Are you freaking out? Oh my God,
I'm
I can't believe this is
because
happening.
finally all this shit I've put up with all my life is finally going to be answered. All my questions of life are going to be answered in this moment. You go into the room, a secure room.
You got a lanyard. They take your photo. You sign the documents.
Well, they give you a folder. You have to get a briefcase that only you know the code to.
A briefcase.
So you go up to the window, to the AO window, and you hand them your briefcase. They scan your briefcase, and they put the materials in the briefcase, and they close it. They turn it back to you, and you lock it. Then you attach the briefcase to your body. I'm not fucking
Like a
with you, Joe.
handcuff?
No, like with a little clip. Like
Okay.
it has to be...
Has to be physically connected to you.
Right, so when you go pee, you have your
Briefcase coming with you.
Correct.
Right.
They have scans on them, so if you were to ever leave the building, an alarm would go off.
You could be penalized for just taking the pack of materials and not putting it in your case, and you're in the courtroom.
So you get your briefcase. They go down the hall and use your thing, and you're going to be let into one door, and then you're going to go into another door, and then you're going to go into the course room. That's what it's called. So you go into the 3 doors, or 2 doors, or whatever it was. You sit down, you open up your briefcase, and you read the material for the first time. The answers.
I finally get to OT3, and they give me the secret materials, which you've been hearing about all this time. They're handwritten by Hubbard.
You're like,
Oh, right.
this is L. Ron Hubbard. This is his writing.
The story is that 75 million years ago, people lived in a world very much like the world of America in the 1950s.
People at that particular time and space were walking around in clothes which looked very remarkably like the clothes they wear at this very minute. And the cars they drove looked exactly the same. And they walked down streets that looked like these streets.
It was a very similar world and similar problems, one of which was overpopulation.
They had elected a fellow by the name of Xenu to the supreme ruler.
There was a tyrannical overlord of the Galactic Confederacy named Xenu. In order to resolve this problem of overpopulation, he called people in, ostensibly for tax audits, and had them frozen with injections of glycol to their heart.
Boxed them up in boxes, threw them into space planes. PC-8 airplane is the exact copy of the space plane of that day.
They were flown to the prison planet, Tijiak. It's actually the planet Earth. And these frozen bodies were then dropped into volcanoes.
And then they set off hydrogen bombs on the top of each volcano.
And their disembodied spirits, these are called thetans, floated out.
The souls of those aliens, however, lived on and all floated up towards the sky.
And when they flew up, it blew the Thetans into the air, and after the tremendous winds of the planet, blew every Thetan there was.
But the evil Lord Xenu had prepared for this. Xenu didn't want their souls to return, and so he built giant soul catchers in the sky. Souls were taken to a huge soul brainwashing facility, which Xenu had also built on Earth. There, the souls were forced to watch days of brainwashing material, which tricked them into believing a false reality.
Forced to sit in front of movie screens.
With a 3D super colossal motion picture,
They were shown images, implants, as Hubbard would have it.
every man is shown crucified. So is the psychiatrist shown crucified. That's how he gets away with what he gets away with. He electric shocks people.
Xenu then released the alien souls, which roamed the Earth aimlessly in a fog of confusion. At the dawn of man, the souls finally found bodies which they could grab onto. They attached themselves to all mankind, which still to this day causes all our fears, our confusions, and our problems.
And when a child is born, a Thetan will leap inside the child's body at that very instant, and it becomes like the child's soul. More than one Thetan might crowd into the body. Hundreds or thousands might. They're the source of all of our neuroses and fears and anxieties.
There is a reason for people feeling sad and depressed. An alien reason.
And I read it. And it doesn't make any sense.
This garbled story that didn't make sense.
I think, remember, for one fleeting second, thinking, well, maybe it's an insanity test. Maybe if you believe this, they kick you out. Maybe that's it. That, of course, is not the case. They talk about, the fact that the Earth was created at such and such trillions of years ago, and this guy, space guy.
Galactic overlord. This was the prison planet, and people being caught and captured and being brought to planet Earth.
And put them in volcanoes and then blow them up with A-bombs.
Whoa. I studied geography in school. Those volcanoes didn't exist 75 million years ago.
And we have these lost souls all over us, and we have to get rid of them. And I'm going, what? The fuck are you talking about? What the fuck is this?
And I'm reading this, that my body is made up of other beings. My body, my whole body, my thoughts and everything are mixed in with these other beings that compose my body.
Your body's made up of other beings.
Right. Everything. Everything. My thumb
Your
is
nails
composed of
are other beings. Your hair is
maybe
other
not the
beings.
nails because they're acrylic.
Okay. Your skin is other beings. Your eyes are other beings.
Everything.
Okay.
Like just here, just
Right.
in there, just. My thumb is a person, is a being trapped into this body. Okay. So I read this, and the supervisor comes over and he goes, "Do you understand? I want you to draw it out. I want you to draw it out."
So the supervisor
like
has
that.
access to this information.
Yeah, he's standing there to make sure, right? So I go like this, Joe. I
Right.
go, I
You
don't
draw a
know.
little person.
Okay, I go, there's a bunch of beings on me like that. And I
Right.
give it to him like that, and he goes, start again. I want you to read it again, and then I want you to draw another one. So I go, okay. So I did all this, and I literally did this, Joe. I made circles on every part of my body.
So for people that's
Circles,
just
circles,
listening,
circles.
Lee's drawing a stick figure, and she's drawing little circles all over the stick figure.
Right?
Right,
Okay,
right.
now these beings were like from 75 trillion years ago. They were put in volcanoes and blown up and packaged and overlord. And anyway, so because I'm a celebrity, they let my mother come in. She requested that she be in the room when I read this for the first time.
And you know why?
Why?
Because I thought you would leave at that point.
Okay.
Honestly, that's why I wanted to be with you, because I thought that would be it for you. You would read that and go, what the hell am I
Right.
doing here?
But let me show you what you were doing.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm reading this for the first time, and I'm looking at her like this, and I go, are you kidding me? And you go, isn't that amazing? But Mom, didn't you think this was crazy?
Totally.
But you wanted me to do it.
I did.
Understand that, like, this is what you want for your kids. Like, you're like, they're getting up the bridge and they're getting the answers to life. So when they come back next lifetime, they're not going to forget everything. And they're not going to be as fucked up as they were when they were, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's really a proud moment,
Are you freaking out at this point?
I go, I look at my mother, who's sitting. Now the supervisor's standing over me, so I go, "What in the fuck? This? What is this?" Supervisor comes over and he goes, "What don't you understand?" I go, "I understand it. I don't love it. Like, I'm not happy." I go, "I just got to tell you, I'm not happy with this. Is what it was." And he goes, "Well, you don't need to believe it. You just need to do it." So that's the answer that's given to you. You don't need to believe it. You just need to do it. So then you have to go and audit this. You have to go and do it on yourself. Talk to these beings on the meter by yourself.
So you have to hold the e-meter and discuss this?
No, you think it.
You think it.
You know, there's
just think it.
So now you got to go get your material. So after you've been checked out on this and they get that you get what it is, then you go back to the window and they give you your actual, what you're supposed to do with this information. So it'll say, like, it'll be a piece of paper and it'll say, ask this question and then look at the meter and what the answer is. Whatever answer comes to your mind, write it down.
Huh.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
okay.
all you're doing is awakening these things to talk to them, really. Yeah. Right. And to let them go. You're basically saying, like, go be free.
You're soloing. You're supposed to scan mentally from your top of your head to your toes to see if you can locate any alien beings. And when you do, you tell them to go away.
It's basically a type of exorcism. You are removing from your body or attached to you in some way spiritual beings that are stuck there.
I kept on trying to audit. I could not figure out how I could have all these spirits of dead people attached to me, inside me, on me. I was clear. For God's sake, I was clear.
People actually have breakdowns, nervous breakdowns, because they spend so much time thinking about being infested by these creatures. If you're really believing that, it can drive you crazy.
That was OT3.
Really?
Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah.
But we all did it.